It's Friday, May 2nd.
This is good news that there's no tariff on auto parts that travel as parts to the U.S.
A last-minute move from the U.S. gives some tariff relief to Canada's auto parts industry. A sharp rise. Ontario reporting its highest increase in measles since the outbreak began. There are more than 200 new infections this week.
I want students to be more concentrated. I want students to talk to one another. I want students to succeed more.
Access denied. Quebec moving ahead with a full ban on cell phones and other electronic devices in schools starting in the fall.
Now you got it, Willie! Now you got it! Penalty coming! Scores!
Taking care of business, the Leafs and the Oilers both win Game 6 nail-biters to move on to the next round. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Friday.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is
look at
a
all the
great
Leafs
day.
here
I know.
today.
There was a big reveal when Corey took off his jacket and he was wearing a Leafs jersey. So that was exciting.
And a big smile.
I know. We've got a lot of Leafs gear in here right now.
My favorite part is all the cameras just turned.
Yeah.
Corey just
Felicia's got her Leaf gear on.
I know. I like Felicia's sweater.
It's just a relief this morning.
How are you feeling?
Tired.
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole game?
Yes, I've been watching all the games.
Whoa.
And then walked outside and realized that my car had a flat tire.
Oh, no.
I know. It's such a high and such a low.
Oh, man.
I know, so I just left it.
Guess what?
What?
That's a Drew problem today.
Honestly, I know. Poor Drew. He's like, I'll deal with this. And he's like, I know what I'm doing in the morning. I know, so good. Anyway, thanks. Shout out, Drew. Woo. Speaking of autos, let's start there in news. Canadian-made auto parts have been given partial relief from U.S. tariffs.
We predicted that a tariff on auto parts would shut the industry throughout North America, but we really do need to keep focus on getting the tariffs off the cars made in places like Cambridge and Windsor and Oshawa.
So, new guidance from U.S. Customs and Border Protection says auto parts compliant with CUSMA will not be hit with Trump's 25% tariff. This relief applies to about half the industry. Why? Well, that is because Canadian-made parts used in vehicles that are assembled in Canada and then sold to the U.S. will still be hit by tariffs. The U.S. auto part tariff is set to take effect tomorrow. And we are learning more this morning about Stalantis and the assembly plant in Windsor. It will shut down for a week starting Monday. Stalantis says the move is to adjust production for the upcoming 2026 model year. The plant was closed, as we know, for 2 weeks last month because the company was assessing the impact of the tariffs. Those auto tariffs came into effect on April the 3rd. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be holding his first press conference since being elected. It will happen at 11 this morning Eastern Time. This will be Prime Minister Carney's first time addressing the media since winning Monday night. Prime Minister Carney got down to work quickly, speaking with officials and world leaders over the past several days. U.S. President Donald Trump has said Prime Minister Carney wants to make a trade deal and will visit the White House within the week. Meanwhile, the Liberals, look at this, are back down to 168 seats, the bloc now sitting at 23. The Quebec riding of Terrebonne has flipped from Liberal to the bloc following a post-election validation process. A judicial recount will now take place to verify the results. That means the bloc's Nathalie Sinclair de Gagné is heading to the House of Commons. De Gagné has represented the riding since 2021. The Liberals are now 4 seats short of a majority. And the Conservative caucus will meet for the first time since the election on Tuesday. According to a memo obtained by CTV News, the caucus will have a chance to decide if they want to trigger a leadership review. Although the party did increase its seat count and vote share, leader Pierre Poilievre lost his seat, as we know. Indications, though, suggest Poilievre still has the support within the party. Quebec students will have to put away their cell phones for the entire school day, and that will start in the fall.
I like being able to, if something happens, I like to be able to just take my phone out and call my parents or call whoever. But with this phone ban, I'm not able to do that. And I don't know, I don't like it.
So the cell phone and electronic device ban is not just for in the classroom. This will include all breaks on school grounds. Quebec has had a cell phone ban in the classroom since last year. Several other provinces have similar policies in Ontario, Nova Scotia, and Saskatchewan as well. Ontario is reporting its highest increase in the number of measles cases since the outbreak started. The province's health minister says there are enough vaccines available.
We've made sure, through Dr. Moore's leadership, that there is sufficient vaccines for every public health unit who wants them.
There are 223 new infections in the province since last week, bringing the total, you can see it there, to more than 1,200 since October. 84 people have been hospitalized. That includes 63 children. Since the outbreak started, 8 patients have been admitted to intensive care. Officials say this sharp rise is because of exposure in large unvaccinated households between siblings and family members. Alberta is also dealing with a measles outbreak as well, with 193 cases reported. Nova Scotia Power says some customer personal information was taken during a cyber incident. The company said it detected unusual activity on its network. Nova Scotia Power determined an unauthorized third party accessed this customer information. Police have been notified. Nova Scotia Power provides electricity to roughly 550,000 customers. Canadian Tire has reportedly made a bid on some of the Bay's intellectual property.
It's sort of like buying a piece of Canada. You're getting a piece of Canada and a piece of Canada's history.
That also includes the Stripes brand, Zellers, Gluckstein as well. Canadian Tire has not commented on these reports. Now, Toronto-based company Urbana has made a bid on that intellectual property as well. We already know BC-based billionaire Wei Hung Liu says she has made a bid on 25 Bay stores. Let's go to sports now. Leafs fans feeling pretty confident today. Sigh of relief now that we can look ahead to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Florida, the Leafs are coming. All right, we got this. Leafs in 4. That's Florida's worse. They don't have ice in Florida.
Game 6 in Ottawa was a bit of a roller coaster ride. Leafs jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The Sens clawed back in the third. Minutes later, Toronto scoring the go-ahead goal, then icing the 4-2 win with an empty netter. With that, Leafs fans can breathe a little bit until round 2 starts. The Leafs will face the defending Stanley Cup champs, the Panthers.
It was always Oilers. Never lost faith, not even once.
McDavid seems shot.
Punching their ticket into the second round with a 6-4 win last night against LA. After dropping the first 2 games, Edmonton came back to win 4 straight. The Oilers have now sent the Kings home 4 years in a row. That's got to hurt. Edmonton will take on Vegas in round 2.